Hey guys, welcome back to Disney Coffee and Book Talk. Today we are doing the book review of Caught Up by Navessa Allen. So this is book 2. It is dark romance, it is mob, it is spicy, okay? Now, you might have seen Game On. Book 3 just came out last week. I am super excited. I did request it from the library. It is on hold, so I'm waiting. We'll get there eventually. All right. So I don't remember if I did a lights out book review here. If I didn't, let me just say I loved it. Loved Josh Hammond and Allie, okay? That was it was spicy, but it was less mob-ish, less scary, still stalker, but anyway, I will say it's probably one of the funniest books that I've ever read. Like, I usually keep when I'm reading, my emotions pretty tight, resting bitch face, okay? But in Lights Out, I literally crack up. Like, I can't stop thinking about it. There are a couple scenes that I'm like, I want a Josh. Okay? Give me the funny guy. Give me the guy who's protective, sweet. Yeah, anyway, love Josh. Anyway, we do still see Josh and Allie in Caught Up, but this is focusing on Allie's cousin Nico, aka Junior, and his longtime stalker. He's stalking her, Lauren Lowe. Okay, so the whole premise is Nico trying to get Lowe. Lowe is she's a sex worker. Okay, we're not going to refrain from using proper words here. She does cam work, and then she also works in a sex club, and everything is consensual. It's not, sex is the oldest job in the world. I mean, just, hey, in the history, okay? Like, I don't care. It's your business. But let me tell you, that's spicy. Okay. That being said, in terms of plot, I really did like it. I don't like Nico nearly as much as I like Josh. So it did take me a heck of a lot longer to get through this book. Usually I can read through books. Again, I'm still coming off a really bad mood reading due to everything. But slowly getting there. I didn't like Nico nearly as much. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, in terms of spice level, 1,000. Okay, very open, definitely different than what we've ever seen before in any book. Very kinky. Okay, I can get with it. All right, but in terms of the banter, I felt like the banter was kind of lacking between Lo and Nico. I did like how we progressed to we kind of know their backstory. They grew up together. They were in love, but things happened anyway. And then he really wants to get out of the mob. And so that's kind of like the other premise of this book, or the other part of the book. However, I will say it does set up for book 3, which is Game On, for Tyler and Stella. Now, I will say I love Navessa Allen's work. Okay, I will read it, promise. But between book 1 and book 2, when we know a little bit about Tyler, and just to give you guys a background, Tyler is going to be the main MMC for Game On. Tyler is Allie's ex. Allie was the FMC in Lights Out. And Josh's roommate. So it's kind of weird. And then in book 2, we're reintroduced to him because they're friends. And Tyler ends up becoming a business partner with Nico. Now, between the two books, I am not a huge fan of Tyler, so I'm not super excited to have Tyler as the MMC. That is just my opinion. Now, will I read it anyway? Yes. Um, but as Lo puts it in the end of this book, he's a jackass. We don't like him. He has so much misogyny. Like this character really pisses me. This is the type of man that I will curse the fuck out. Okay, I will not hold back. I don't like him. I really don't. And then like Nico's not too bad because Nico's very protective of not only his cousin but Lo. Um, Nico's not a big fan of Tyler either. And you can kind of give that, like, Josh isn't the biggest fan of him. Like, I know they're ex roommates and friends, but they're not that close. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just awkward. So we'll find out what happens. We do know that Tyler was trying to get in with the mob. He's running these poker games, which is how Nico got the building and caught up. But you have stalker, mob, biker, all in one. Lots of spice. If you like spicy books, definitely read Navessa Allen. I will say the spice in Lights On is not nearly as much as in Caught Up. Sort of introducing, but again, the banter is off. So if I had to pick between Josh and Nico, Josh is going to be my pick. Like, you even going back to different author, but even going back to Haunting Adeline, right? Loved Haunting Adeline. If I had to pick Josh or Zaid, I'm gonna pick Josh. Like, I would rather have a Josh in my life. Granted, he was stalking her. Okay. I just felt like, and okay, red flags, obviously, we don't really want stalking in real life. Okay, been stalked before, it's not fun. But in terms of the way that Josh stalked Allie versus the way that Nico stalked Lo, I would rather have a Josh. Also, the way that Josh interacts with Allie's cats, way fun, like fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, it's hilarious. Versus Nico with Walter, who is Lauren's dog. I will say that I really did enjoy having Lauren have her friends, and like they are a big part of her life, not just her roommates, but like her work. And in my opinion, Game On should have, and again, I'm saying this before I read the book, okay? Just based off what we already know, I would rather see one of Lauren's roommates or friends be the main characters than Tyler. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. Also, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall for Nico's dad and mom being in therapy after he said, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And his mom was totally on his side with all of this. You could definitely tell throughout all of the dinners that his dad, even though he's a strong mob man and like, that Myra, who is Nico's mom, is the love of his life. Like, listen, yes, she will handle the backlash. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Like, I don't think he's ever going to hurt her. But you can tell that, like, that's his love. He's going to try to fix things for her. So I would even say that Game On could have been these two, right? Just saying, fixing the family. Just my opinion. Anyway, I've heard a lot of other people have similar sentiments in regards to Lights On versus Caught Up. Lights On was better because of banter versus Caught Up, which is a little bit spicier. But I will say, like, I as a romance, okay, romance is not the only book that I read. Okay, it's not the only genre. However, as someone who does enjoy romance and who has been reading romance for more than half my life, yes, I'm old. I've been reading it since I was a teenager. I know I probably shouldn't have, but anyway, um, I would prefer banter over spice. And I like spice, don't get me wrong, but I need banter. And there are some authors that do it really well. And I will say, again, Navessa Allen did a fantastic job in Lights On. I felt like in Caught Up, it was just, there were just some moments that it was just lacking. Like, it was just a little bit too serious, and then they're all of a sudden, you know, in those spice scenes. Um, yeah. Again, just my opinion. However, did Josh and Allie being in this book bring a little bit of that banter? Absolutely, and I love that. All right, that is it for the day. I will see you guys next time, and I hope you have a fantastic time. If you haven't already, give me a like. Tell me your thoughts on this book. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell button so you will be notified when I post next. All right, bye.